Well, this is a deal that the White House has been working on for months now, but this latest iteration of this deal was agreed to late last month by Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu when he was in Washington. And ever since, we have seen this flurry of activity. The talks started almost immediately. There's been these negotiations taking place in Egypt since Monday, but this is not a full deal. This is only an agreement on phase one of what could be a final peace deal. And in this first phase, the hostages are to be released within 72 hours, which means that they could start to be returned as soon as this weekend. Although President Trump, in an interview just now on Fox News, said that he believes that will happen on Monday. 20 of the 48 hostages are still believed to be alive. Now, in exchange, Israel is going to release nearly 2,000 Palestinian prisoners and pull its military back to an agreed upon line. This is still within Gaza, but it is away from Gaza City. The doors to humanitarian aid will also be opened. President Trump, as you mentioned, was the first to announce this agreement. He said on social media that the exchange of the prisoners and the hostages, as well as this military pullback, are the first steps towards a strong, durable, and everlasting peace. And while there's no denying, of course, that this is a consequential deal, a lot of the details are yet to be worked out. And these are details that may complicate efforts to truly bring this war to an end. For one, I mean, Hamas wants a complete withdrawal of the Israeli military, but under this proposal, there is no timeline for that. There has also been no mention of whether Hamas will disarm, which is a red line for the terrorist organization, but a requirement by Israel to end this war. So there are a lot of outstanding details that could still very much muddy the waters here, and it is not seen as this war being at a complete end right now.
Right, and I think everybody noticed that Mark Rubio whispering beside Donald Trump, asking to deliver the news, to be the first person to deliver the news. He is happy. U.S., I think, is happy about all of this because a study released on Tuesday by Brown University says in the 2 years of the conflict, the U.S. government has spent $21 billion on military aid to Israel. Tony, would you please tell us more about that military spending?
Yeah, this is a study that was published by the Costs of War Project out of Brown University, and it's really the most comprehensive account of money going to Israel since this war began. According to the report, $21.7 billion on military aid to Israel, and that number does not include the tens of billions of dollars in arms sales agreements that have been committed for weapons and services that will be paid for and delivered in the coming years. Now, according to this report, U.S. arms have been central to Israel's operations, not just in Gaza, but also in the West Bank. And it essentially argues that Israel would not have had the success it has had without the U.S.'s help, specifically this military aid. And the report says that Israel's entire inventory of fighter jets comes from the U.S. This includes F-16s, F-35s, as well as its attack and transport helicopters. We're talking about a lot of big military equipment. Most of this aid, of course, was provided during the first year of this war, so that would have been under the Biden administration, but it has continued even as it is stretched into the second year of war. And I think that maybe for some Americans, it would come as a surprise how much money the U.S. has been given to Israel, especially at a time when you had a lot of Trump supporters criticizing the Biden administration for giving money to Ukraine to fight its war against Russia.
Right, and Tony, relations between Trump and Netanyahu have seen ups and downs. Would you please recap their relations over the past few months and where they are now?
Well, the U.S. is Israel's staunchest ally. It has been for a very long time. And President Trump and Prime Minister Netanyahu have had a very strong relationship. And this is something that dates back actually to Trump's first term in office when he moved the U.S. embassy to Jerusalem. He recognized Israeli sovereignty over the Golan Heights. And he also brokered the Abraham Accords between Israel and several Arab nations. So they have this very strong relationship. But this time around, their priorities have really started to splinter. They've been moving in opposite directions since Trump re-entered the White House. One of the things that he wanted to do upon getting back in power was to end this conflict immediately. Obviously, that didn't happen. And he's been exerting a lot of pressure on Benjamin Netanyahu, especially in the last couple of weeks. Trump said that there was real starvation taking place in Gaza that couldn't be faked. This after Netanyahu had claimed that the media was lying about starving children in Gaza. They have clashed over Israel's attack on Hamas leaders in Qatar. And in fact, when Netanyahu was in the White House just last month, Trump made him get on the phone and call the Qatari officials to apologize for that attack. And there's this very incredible photo of Trump sitting with Netanyahu, surrounded by his cabinet and a Qatari official, the phone sitting on Trump's lap as he makes Netanyahu make that phone call. This is really a power play by Trump, and this is the type of pressure that he's been exerting on Netanyahu. But I have to say, Netanyahu posting that the two of them have spoken this evening after the announcement of this deal and that the relationship is still very close.
All right. Thank you very much, Toni Waterman, reporting from Washington.